Roswell Police Department administrative investigation under FI case number FI 2022-006. Interview is being held at 39 Hill Street, the Roswell Police Department in the admin conference room. My name is Charles Greco, Major of Office of Professional Standards. I am currently employed by the Roswell Police Department. For the record, there is no observer present during this interview. The person being interviewed is Charles Craig, PO2, Special Investigations Section. The department is audio recording this interview. You are entitled to a copy of this recording unless you wish to record this interview with your personal recorder. Will you be recording this interview?
No, your recording is fine, sir.
You are not entitled to video recording interviews. Please turn off any video recording devices, including body cameras. For the record, there are no body cameras present. The nature of this investigation, you are a subject member in a Roswell Police Department Internal Affairs investigation. The nature of this investigation is, on June 22nd, 2022, at approximately 22:58 hours, you were present when officers detained the occupant of 805C Roswell Creek Lane based on intelligence that the apartment was supposed to be vacant. It is alleged that you allowed the detention to continue after determining the apartment in question was not on the list of vacant apartments provided by property management. Officer Craig, are you currently on duty at this time?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, we will now pause the recording while we review your guarantee rights. The time is 13:52. We're back on record. The time is 13:57 hours. Just a correction of the record. During the lead-in, Officer Craig's rank was listed as Police Officer 2. He's actually currently a Police Officer 1. So, Officer Craig, during the lead-ins, I read a brief description of an incident. Do you recall that incident?
Yes, sir.
And before we move forward, you've read the guarantee form in its entirety and you understand what you have read, correct?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. So if you would, in your words, describe to me what happened with that incident.
So it's been kind of a common thing over there recently in Roswell Creek, squatters, people breaking into vacant apartments, whatnot. I've read it the past couple of shift reports. Went over there, just kind of look around in the same units I've been at, particularly, I think it was 809C is where I went to first. I know it's supposed to be vacant. It was vacant as of the shift report from the night before that there was vacant staying there and stuff like that. As I walked around, I saw that there's a light on inside, which seemed odd. At that point, I asked for another officer to come just so we could check it out. Went through, ended up clearing the residence. There was nobody inside the residence, but there was stuff inside that led us to believe people. There was a bag, trash on the floor. So that somebody had been there recently, within, I would say, recent, I guess you could say. There's nothing to say it wasn't the people that may have been arrested the night before. If their stuff left, I don't know, but there's obviously signs that somebody was there with the light on and then the property. We finished that up, was walking out. Other officers walked back up to the parking lot. From there, I walked to the next building, which is completely condemned. It's all boarded up. Everything's vacant, this and that. As I walk around, I think it was 807J, I believe. I'd have to verify that, but I'm pretty sure it's on the second floor on the far right side, if you're looking at the building. The window to, I think it's a kitchen, it's like right by the stairs that go up to the top apartment was open. Not fully open, but open enough so somebody could have gone in, possibly closed it. And the door was unlocked, so again, we can check that one as well. Nobody's in there, but it's completely destroyed from the inside out. Looked like they're tearing copper wire out, stuff like that. From there, we finished up there, cleared it, we're walking out. I can't recall who, somebody said, hey, look at that. And as we looked to the building right next to us, it turned out to be the screen porch, but it had a window and it looked like it had blinds in it as well. Like there's two tall windows, and there was a piece of plywood on it, looked like it was kicked in. From there, we went and kind of checked it out, and at that point, I don't know if it was a tunnel vision thing that I kept seeing vacant, and oh, this one looks like it's broken into two, it's got to be vacant type thing. Felt the same way. We kind of went around the door area. I twisted the knob and it was unsecured. From there, we had more officers show up, or not show up, but kind of reconvene right in that area. The door was open. I believe it was Officer McDonald with the shield was giving commands, somebody come out. We did, so I want to make this clear. The day after it happened, I reported to my supervisor as soon as I left the scene, as soon as it was done. The day after we did, as a unit, talk about it and about the situation, just so you're aware, and debriefed it. Looking at the debrief, there's a lot of things that I think, I say tunnel vision, that I was so used to seeing, oh, vacant, this one's got to be vacant, that if I slowed down and looked at it more, were apparent that it probably wasn't exactly the same. So Officer McDonald opened door, gave commands, and as soon, I can't recall the timeline, I don't know if he gave a command first or if he said, it looks like somebody's living here. But when he said it looks like somebody's living here, I took it as the one we were just in where it looked like there's stuff in there. That's what I thought he meant. After talking to him about that, after that, he realizes how we kind of had miscommunication there. From there, he gave another command, and then eventually he said he heard a door close inside, and then I heard him giving commands. I believe it was kind of a mix of English/Spanish. Subject came to the door, had him come all the way out. He was detained. I'm not sure who actually put handcuffs on him, but he was detained under the presence that I was under the presence that was still supposed to be a vacant unit. From there, I believe it was Canine Officer Devell said, are we sure this one's supposed to be vacant? I don't know if it's a tunnel vision thing. I said, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be vacant. I actually think I put like a 80 or 90% chance on it. I said something like that, which looking back on it was not correct. It says 9% sure. Officer Devell goes, well, let's verify before we go any further. So nobody, as far as entering the residence, other than the subject coming out, being detained, and Officer McDonald standing at the door. I think it was just inside the threshold. He was inside the residence. I'm not fighting that, obviously. But we didn't actually go through and search the residence. He was the only person that broke the threshold based on the knowledge that I was providing, which was inherently wrong now that we look back on it. As I want to say it was before I went to go get the list of the apartments from my vehicle. Another subject came from around the sidewalk to come down to the residence. Neither subject spoke English. So it was kind of hard to communicate. All we got out of him, he said he lived there. Went up to my vehicle, got the rent roll, came back down, was looking at it. Looking back on it, I was looking at it then, said vacant. Looking back on it, I was reading 807. I was looking back and forth, and for some reason, I don't know if I didn't think of 807 because we checked it, but it was the fully vacant building that it was condemned. I didn't think about it. I was just thinking we were at 807. From there, I was still convinced it was supposed to be vacant. And at the same time, I was also convinced that when he said people were living there, that it was not like a fully furnished thing until they confirmed, like he said, there's a lot of stuff in there. From there, I was going to go call the property management to confirm it. And I think, so, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Roswell Creek all that much as far as when you kind of walk up, there's kind of like stairways that walk up between the two buildings. I was walking up there I was going to call the property management company and basically just kind of verify. And as I walked up there, I had my phone in my hands, about to dial. I'm thinking, shit, I think I'm at the wrong apartment. From there, went back down. The officers on scene, I told them that I made contact with them kind of to save face, to be honest with you. For me, department but me, save face and basically say, hey, they're supposed to be here. I looked at it again, verified it. They gave me a name, they verified the name that was on the second subject that walked down. Gave a name that was supposed to be on the rent, and that's what matched up when I looked at it again. I didn't tell officers on scene that at the time. Eventually the subjects were released into the residence. Tried to explain to them what happened, but at the same time when we explained to them, it was explained that it was the rent roll was wrong. I didn't own up to them that I misread it. From there, I spoke with Officer Devell and Officer McDonald, and was leaving had some specific meet with me in one of the parking lots after we're cleared at the summit. Got in my car after we cleared it all out. Called my sergeant, let him know what happened. Told him about basically the rent roll was read wrong. This is what happened. This is how it went down. Met with the other two officers and advised them basically, lack of candor, it's my exact word to say, I fucked up. I read the list wrong. It wasn't the list that was wrong. I read it wrong. From there, like I said, I passed it on to my supervisor before I talked to the other two as I was driving there. From there, the next day we broke it down as a unit. Obviously, looking at it from then, there was signs that if I would have slowed down, not been so trying to hustle and find something and slow down and looked at it, there's signs that I've missed. I'm man enough to admit it. I know I messed up. I'm trying to fix it. I know I can't fix it, but trying to own up to it. For example, I never heard it until we watched the video as a group. I think Officer McDonald said the AC is on, which if I would have heard that, I'm not, like I said, I was still in tunnel vision. I'm not saying right there I would have been, oh, this can't be vacant because they're not going to the AC on, but that's a clue. Sergeant Van Alstyne also pointed out, I guess there's a chair out front that's common for people if like they smoke or something like that, and that's probably not something that would be there, which makes sense. And I believe one of the officers, I'm not sure who it was a patrol officer, it might have been Melly, said something about a grill on the back porch. I didn't hear any of that until we watched the video the next day.
Okay. Well, I have a couple follow-up questions for you.
Yes,
so I'll start with the rent roll that you're referring to, the document that you were checking for vacancies on. Where did you receive that document from?
I got it from the property manager.
And when approximately did you get that list?
I had a date on it. I think it was the 8th of June, I believe.
Okay. So were you guys utilizing that list as your primary intelligence for making these searches, or?
No, so I didn't even look at it before I went to the first two because I knew on reading the shift reports for the first one we went to, that was broken. I think it was the past 2 nights, 2 out of 3 nights, something like that. So I knew it was vacant.
And were these searches or were these patrols of vacant apartments requested by the property managers?
No, not that time.
Okay, so this was just a proactive
Correct.
search what you were doing.
Yes, sir. I was just looking, basically trying to find something.
And are you now, or were you over the courtesy officer at that location?
Not the courtesy officer, no. But I do work the EJ out there. I never lived there or anything.
Okay. So you have normal contact with the leasing manager there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In your statement to me today, you said that you were walking back up from your car getting ready to call the leasing manager. Did you ever make that call?
No, sir. That's when I was walking back up and I was about to dial and that's when I think I realized I was at the wrong building.
Okay, is there a reason why you held the phone up to your ear for several minutes pretending to be on the phone with the leasing manager?
Because I was embarrassed about what I fucked up.
Okay, so you pretended to make that phone call to save face with the officers who were on scene?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm just going to be straight with you, and I told you I would. During several points in your statement today, I believe you're minimizing what happened in order to save face again. And so I'm going to be specific about
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you picked up the list at the car, did you not at that time realize that apartment you were at wasn't on the list?
I looked at the list multiple times. I realized that 807 was what I was looking back and forth at 807, 805, and for some reason I was thinking, first page was 805 when I looked back at it.
Okay. There was a moment where I believe it's Officer Melly, I can't see because I'm watching your body camera, but another patrol officer arrives at your vehicle while you're looking at the list. And that officer says, "Hey, what do you guys got?" And do you remember what you said to that officer?
I think it says nothing. I think it's squatters, but it might be a false alarm.
Yeah. You said, "We've got vacant apartments, but this is going to be unrelated," was your exact statement.
Okay.
This is going to be unrelated. What did you mean when you said that?
I was starting to kind of put pieces together, and I think I finally realized it when I came up the stairs the second time.
You realized at that point in time that apartment wasn't the one you thought it was?
To the most part, yes, sir. And then I think I confirmed it when I walked back up the second time about to call the property management.
Okay. How long after that time when you realized that this apartment wasn't on the list of vacant apartments did you finally release the person who was in handcuffs? If you had to estimate the amount of time that passed.
That's too long. 10, 15 minutes, approximately. I don't know off the top of my head.
And during that 10 to 15 minutes, if you had to estimate, how many more times do you think you lied to try to save face during that interaction with the officers and the person who was handcuffed?
Multitude on the same thing to try to save face and try to make it go away.
Okay. So the initial search of that apartment was an honest mistake. You believed the apartment to be vacant when you guys arrived on scene.
Yes,
Correct. Right. And probably when you went back to your car and looked at the list, we can say that was the time.
That was probably the initial, something that didn't feel right for sure, and then 100% confirmed after the second time I started to make the phone call, and then really realized, I fucked up.
Okay. And the phone call
never happened. Yeah, the alleged phone call, if you will.
Okay. And during the debrief, did you share any of those details with the officers and your sergeant?
No, sir.
So you took responsibility, you said I messed up, but you left out basically the entire cover-up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else about this event that you've covered up or lied about?
No, sir.
Is this the first time in your employment with the Roswell Police Department that you've lied like this to save face?
It's the first time I've ever... Yes, sir.
And is there anything else about this incident that you want to tell me about?
Other than nothing detail-wise, anything like that. Other than I'm aware of my actions and the snowball effect that it had of how I handled it. I'm aware of that, and I understand it.
Okay. So I have not interviewed the rest of the officers on scene yet, so there may be a follow-up interview. I'm just going to go ahead and prepare you for that now.
Yes, sir.
But at this point in time, if you have nothing else to add, I'm going to go ahead and conclude our interview.
Yes, sir.
And the time is 14:11 hours.